So once you find yourself in a bog situation, the first thing you're going to do is assess, how can I safely get the vehicle out? Do I need to recover it through the rear? Now, if I did that today, I'd be into the lake, so I'm not going that way. We're going to go forwards because that's what's going to work in today's situation. The next area we're going to look at are what are the safe recovery points that are rated on the front and the rear of the vehicle that we're going to use for the recovery. We're also going to select a correctly rated snatch strap. And the way you work that out is by getting a snatch strap that is 2 to 3 times the weight of the lightest vehicle to be used in the recovery. So today we're going to use a 6,000 kilogram snatch strap because my Bandera is an awful lot lighter than the Mighty 80 series. So in today's recovery, I'm actually going to add in a Equalizer strap, which is one of these. And the reason for that is I want to recover off both of my recovery points on the Land Cruiser. So to do that, I get my rated bow shackle. Get your Equalizer strap, feed it through the snatch strap like this. Always use the correct type of rated recovery points on the front of a four-wheel drive and the rear of a four-wheel drive. Don't get confused by vehicle tie-down points. That's what the vehicle manufacturer used to ship your vehicle over here. It's definitely not to be used for recoveries. Let's go and hook the Bandera up. Now, as we're hooking up the snatch strap, just get any twists and knots or anything like that out of it so it lays out nice and straight. And then we come up to the back of the Bandera and we hook it up there. Under no circumstances ever use a tow ball as a recovery point. The two safest ways to recover off a tow pack are a hitch receiver just like this with a rated bow shackle, or the second option as a backup is to use the hitch pin inside of there. Never use a tow ball. Last thing we're going to do is fit an air damper. Now this is like a parachute for your snatch strap. Lay it out on the sand like that. Going to fill that up with a bit of sand, and the sand's going to make sure it stays nice and heavy so that if something fails, it falls to the ground and make sure nobody gets hurt. You see, snatch recoveries can be an extremely dangerous operation if not done in the safest way, which is what I'm showing you how to do today. I mentioned earlier about how a snatch strap is kind of like a big elastic band. But what I mean by that, it's designed to stretch about 20%. And what it's doing while it's stretching is it's charging up just like a battery. So when I do the recovery, you watch, the strap will go tight, the Bandera will keep driving, and the 80 is going to stay exactly where it is. Once this gets full of the stored energy, it's going to release it all in one fraction of a moment, and the 80 is going to pop out. So that the recovery vehicle has enough time to get some momentum, I've laid the snatch strap out in this fashion, and that gives me slack in the strap before it starts charging up. As much fun as four-wheel driving is, we always need to consider safety when we're doing any sort of recovery. Now, bystander safety is so important. People in the car, we can't have it other than the two drivers. Obviously, they're essential to the whole recovery process. But if you've got a child that's asleep, I'm afraid I recommend you get that child out of the car, even if you have to wake them up. And now, the general rule that we use is use a distance of 1.5 times the length of a snatch strap away from the recovery zone. What's more, keep in mind that the vehicles are moving during the recovery, so that zone is going to move with the vehicles. So just make sure everybody is well and truly clear of any recovery. So now we've got the vehicles safely connected, all the bystanders are out of the way, it's time to actually perform the recovery. The way we're going to do this, the vehicle in front doing the recovery is actually going to be in one gear higher than the vehicle behind. So in this vehicle, I'm in second gear low range. The 80 series behind me, being automatic, we're going to put that into first gear low range. And then we're going to take off. Now, radios are a great way to communicate between the drivers. If you don't have radios, a toot of the horn when you're ready to go and a toot of the horn when the vehicle's out of the bog's a great way to get the message across. You ready, Alex?
Yeah, go ahead.
Well, there you go. How good was that? Now, for the little Bundera to pull out the big truck, that was a bit of hard work, and that's why it took 2 hits with the Snatch Strap to actually get the 80 series out. Now, I'd like to point out something. Did you notice when I didn't succeed on the first hit, I didn't keep revving. I backed up, and I found that I was still struggling to go backwards, so I went forwards and backwards, and rocked the vehicle out, and then I was ready for a second hit on the Snatch Strap, and that was all that was needed to get the vehicle out. General principle is only use a snatch recovery 3 times. After that, go and look for another recovery method, like a winch or something like that, because basically the vehicles are not going to be recovered by a snatch recovery, safely that is. Look, I hope this has really helped you know how a snatch recovery works and to do it safely for you and your family. I'm Mad Matt, stay safe on the trails.